Hi, thanks for joining me today in this episode of Business Anywhere. Today we're going to be talking about registering your LLC and where you should register it. And the ultimate question is, should you register an LLC in your home state, presuming you live in the US? Specifically, today we're going to target the idea of should you register the LLC or your LLC in your home state. This is always a question I get asked in my tax consulting practice is, where should I register my LLC? And if you go to your local accountant or local CPA, in most cases, they're probably going to tell you to register it in the state where you live. And in many cases, that is accurate. That would be the correct response, because if you have what you call nexus in that state. Let's say, for example, you live in the state of Georgia and you have nexus there. Maybe you have an office or a warehouse, or you have some employees or some equipment or vehicles or that sort of thing. You're going to have nexus in that state. And what that means is you have a physical connection to that jurisdiction. In that case, you do need to register to do business in the state where you operate. There are two ways to go about that. One way is, and I'll just use Georgia as an example here, but one way is to just register your LLC in the state of Georgia and you're fine. The other way is maybe you want to take advantage of some of the privacy benefits or some of the asset protection benefits of a Wyoming LLC, for example. And in that case, you can register a Wyoming LLC, and that would be considered your home base of your business. And then you register it as a foreign entity conducting business in the state of Georgia. It's called a foreign entity registration. So you can also go that route. It's a little bit more costly because you're going to pay for registering a Wyoming company, and then you're going to pay to register that Wyoming company as a foreign entity doing business in Georgia. It's a little bit more costly, but there are some advantages to doing it that way. Like I said before, maybe a bit of privacy. You get the perception of having your home base in another state and that sort of thing. But if you're going to have, for example, employees, you have to have a tax ID registration number in the state where you have the employees, because you have to withhold payroll tax on them. That is one thing. However, a lot of you, and a lot of clients in my tax consulting practice, a lot of you don't need to register in that home state. Maybe you have a virtual business. Maybe it's an e-com store. You don't have any employees. You don't have any physical location, no office, no equipment. You don't have any physical connection to the jurisdiction. Maybe you're selling digital products. Maybe you do consulting. Maybe you have a software program. Maybe you hire only 1099 contractors, or maybe you hire contractors that are outside of the US. In that case, it is not required that you register your business in the state where you live. There's no legal requirement for that, despite what some accountants might lead you to believe. It's not a legal requirement, only if your business actually has nexus in that state. In that case, you might want to consider some of the other states that have some other advantages I mentioned before. A Wyoming LLC, Nevada could be advantageous. For privacy, you might want to consider a New Mexico LLC. They do have the best privacy of any LLC in the US. Maybe you need some funding, or you're planning to raise money or take on investors. Maybe you need Delaware. Maybe you need a Florida LLC for whatever reasons. There might be some advantages for you to register that, even if you live in Georgia. But let's say you live in Georgia and you have some type of virtual business. There might be some significant advantages for you to register that LLC in Wyoming. Anyway, I hope this helps, and I would really appreciate it if you could click the like button at the bottom, share the video with your friends, and if you have any questions, you can ask them in the comments below. If you need a LLC registered, you can find us at BusinessAnywhere.io. Thanks. Have a great day.